Alrighty, so it's been some time since I've really had a chance to do anything regarding this, but hopefully I come back with something a little more frequent. Been busy helping my friend try to start a game store, and it's not been going as smoothly as we planned. Nothing really on our end, it's just a whole lot of where we live. Things are really expensive. Specifically, square footage. So, now that there's been a little lull as things are kind of dying down, and we're hopefully finishing up on that, I have just come back from GenCon, probably 2 weeks ago, give or take. And I was hoping to find something at the auction, but the auction this year for Games Workshop product was a little light, which was very strange. Usually they tend to have a lot of stuff there. Not to say that the auction was by any means lacking, it just didn't have the amount of product nor the diversity of it that we expected. But once again, I'm looking for something that's very specific, and even trying to find it there is a bit of a long shot. So I came home and I started looking around for the model in particular, and I actually came across the base of it on eBay. Nolan Knight was selling it. It's the 3rd edition-esque Orc Battle Wagon. Their description wasn't really that good. It was just a picture of a box, and I had to kind of talk to them and say, hey, what is in this box, because it's great that you have this box here, but if it's just a picture of a box, and if you know anything about the old Forge world, like via early mid-2000s, it really wasn't much other than a sticker on the side of the thing saying what the heck it was. So they sent me some pictures, and I ended up picking it up. So this is a little bit of a throwback. The old Mail Troll box, and there we go. So, like I said, this is only part of the model that I'm looking for, because what I really want, and I cannot seem to find for the life of me complete, is the Orc Battle Fortress, which is based off of this thing. Just not to be found. I was very close to getting one, I want to say earlier this year, from a mutual gaming associate. However, by the time I got to him, he had already sold it. So, we're going to try to hopefully keep looking, but no promises, because it seems like as common as this is, the Battle Fortress kit that slaps onto this thing is way less common. Way, way less common. So, Noble Knight Games, I picked it up for about $100, which is basically almost the price of the current Battle Wagon in plastic. And I'm opening it for the first time. I got it on Friday, but I've just been too busy. And I want to just do an unboxing video just to kind of show you what old GW resin looks like if you haven't seen it. The newer stuff is sort of a very gray color. I actually have a piece of a Warhound Titan here that's fairly new. Very gray. Usually a kind of a satin finish to it. A lot of the older GW kits from Forge World tend to be like yellow gray, and sometimes the very flat areas are usually very slick looking. Like, even if you clean it with a good degreaser, it will still have that sort of slick feel to it. I'm assuming it's something to do with the actual casting versus anything regarding any leaching or mold release still attached to it. Alright, so let's check it out. So in here is the old Orc Boy kit from 2000 or 1998. These are the Brian Nelson sculpts, which are my favorite orcs. Absolutely. The newer stuff I find to be too round and not as detailed. In the sense of, there's a lot of cragginess to these orcs, as opposed to the new stuff, which, I mean, sure, if that's what you like, that's fine, but this is what I grew up with, and this is what I enjoy painting. So if anybody knows anything about older Forge World kits, they are not very descriptive in terms of, or they're not very in depth in terms of their instructions. It's like usually this, just one sheet, and that's it. And then I got another side to the sheet, so it's all the extra stuff that you could possibly add to the Battle Wagon, which totally doesn't exist anymore for the most part, especially this Death Roller, which I really wish I could find. So yeah, this gives you the rundown of the parts, how to put together treads, what the heck you should expect to be in here. Pretty simple. Alright, so we got some treads. This is the main chassis piece. This is the cockpit, which should go right here. This is the exhaust and the roll cage for the cockpit, as well as some other bits that I'm not really sure yet. Looks like suspension parts for the tracks, maybe some wheels. Okay, this is actually a piece that should not have come with the kit. This is the Orc Ram. So, hey, whatever. All the wheels for the treads. Got some large drive wheels. You got the engine, which is literally a flathead V8. It's one of the most ridiculous parts of this thing because it's mounted transversely in the back, and it just doesn't look like it should go there, but it works. Got some drive wheels. Drive wheel hiding. These are the Big Shooter boys, Twinley Big Shooters. This is the chassis parts as well as the skirts for the treads. And there's another mill order. And it came with a zap gun, which is one of the upgrades, and I don't think it should actually come with anything at all. Yeah, it's just the Big Shooters. Okay. So we get extra bonus stuff, which is the Orc Zap Gun, which looks way chunkier than the old metal one. This is actually a really nice piece. Alright. So my plan, like I said, is to build this thing. It's got to go get soaked a little bit in terms of simple green or degreaser or something like that. And then we just start putting it together. And then once I get this thing together and fitting okay, glued together, before I prime it or anything, I have to go look at old pictures, if I could find really good old pictures of the old Battle Fortress. And I remember it having like 3 looks like separate turret pieces. It's got a large closed top back that looks like it holds boys. I don't remember if the back is open or not, but it has like the Chimera type piece that goes over it, just to, you know, hold the passenger compartment. And that's pretty much it. It's always more imposing with the Death Roller, so I may have to scratch build the Death Roller because I don't think I'll be able to find the old Orc Death Roller because it was significantly larger than the current one with the plastic one. So I'm just going to have to kind of wing it on this one. Now, to be fair, this is not the first time I've had this kit. I actually got one from my friend Scott many years ago, and I've kind of held on to it, but I haven't done anything with it because I didn't want to do something that I would regret in terms of, okay, I'm starting to alter this kit, and if I screw it up, this is like 1-on-1. It's hard to find these things. So I'm actually super excited about trying to scratch build an Orc Battle Wagon, and hopefully we can get something going and making it look like it's basically from GW. If I remember correctly, a lot of these builds, they're not necessarily very detail heavy. There's very little minute detail to these kits, especially the Orc ones. The later kits, however, like, you know, the War Boss on the bike, the Mega Dread, stuff like that, those got really intricate. But these earlier ones, by no means, they're like a step above Armor Cast. sometimes, because there's just no real need to be anything other than heavy-handed with the details, because it's orcs and they're really not looking for anything too crazy. So yeah, like I said, I'm definitely looking forward to this, and thank you for joining me for this unboxing video.